Hey everyone, welcome to another hunt video. Today we're going to be fighting Deviljho, so let's get into this. And here he is, Deviljho, the absolutely massive colossal pickle. Now if you guys don't know why I'm calling it a pickle, it's just something that the community has called Deviljho. He is just a pickle. Anyway, so as you can see, Deviljho is an absolutely massive brute wyvern monster. He's an ecosystem destroyer, which means that he disrupts everything that he goes in because he eats everything pretty much. Now, Deviljho is one of those monsters that, honestly, you're probably really going to struggle with. I'm already having issues. He is actually quite a hard monster, and especially quite aggressive and annoying. And as you can see, like, the size of him is insane. I'm only up to, like, his ankle. Now, one of the more annoying things about Deviljho is he will do defense down. He also does Dragon Blight, but defense down is the more annoying one because obviously you got your defense down, so he's going to be able to kill you easier. But if you're wanting to do the most optimal damage on him, I would recommend bringing Lightning or Dragon. He's weak against both of those, but at the same time, as I always say, you can just bring Roar as well like I'm doing, but Dragon and Electricity will do the most damage out of the elements to him. Now, Deviljho has been in quite a lot of the Monster Hunter games. He was first in Monster Hunter 3, then Portable 3rd, then 3 Ultimate, then he's been in 4 for Ultimate, Generations Ultimate, he's also been in World, and then that's about it for now. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring him back into, you know, say Wilds or something, because he is one of the iconic big monsters. One thing with Deviljho is he does get hungry quite quickly. As you can see, he already has the saliva coming from his mouth, indicating that he's hungry / tired. So you can use that to your advantage because obviously he's going to idle more, and you can also put meats down for him to eat. And as you can see, I do have defense down right now, which is a big issue. Luckily, I've got good gear, but the defense down can be quite a pain, and it happens pretty randomly. I believe it's from his bites, but I'm not actually 100% sure on that. Now, in these earlier games, Deviljho's moveset is pretty basic, as you can now see. Oh, he's pinned me. He's going to eat me now. So he does have this pin move, which is quite annoying because it does big damage, but as well as that, it will actually satiate his hunger. So when he gets out of this, he's not going to be hungry anymore. He does very much like doing these spin arounds quite a lot. He does also have a move where he'll throw rocks at you. He did it a second ago, but I wasn't saying anything when he did it, so I couldn't show it. But yeah, he'll fling rocks at you, which is how I got Water Blight right now, because the rock was from the water, which gave me Water Blight. Now, one of the main things with Deviljho that you really want to watch out for is perfect timing. This, when he goes into his crazy rage mode. He's basically, you know, his normal self, but on steroids, and he'll do these big dragon attacks, which will do Dragon Blight and a lot of damage. So you really got to be careful with that. And when he's in this mode, he's obviously going to be faster, he's going to be doing more damage, just everything like a normal monster when they get angry. So you really got to watch out for him. Now, Deviljho can be found in pretty much every zone, and he can be called in by particular monsters, namely Kurapeko. Kurapeko can call them in, which can be quite a pain when you're fighting them. And as I said earlier, Deviljho is an incredibly aggressive monster, so you do really need to watch out for that. Now, there is some unofficial information that Deviljho allegedly eats his tail. I remember seeing a lot of discussion about that, what was it, a year or two ago? There hasn't been any evidence to prove that he does eat his tail if it's severed. If you guys have allegedly seen that, let me know in the comments below, but there isn't any evidence to it. But it is like a little interesting bit of lore that, you know, he eats everything, so it would kind of make sense. And with the rock fling that he did earlier where I got the Water Blight, he will do that like in each area, so depending on the area you will get different blights. So you do need to be careful with that. So like, you know, if you're in a lava area, you might get Fire Blight. I haven't actually had this happen myself, so I can't confirm it, but that's what makes sense with him flinging the water at me. And in the 20th anniversary monster polling, he came 40th, which is really high up, but it does make sense. He is pretty much a fan favorite, and the fact that he was in World and Iceborne, which is quite a recent Monster Hunter, well, actually it's getting old at this point, but you know, recent enough. So it does make sense that he's quite high up, and I do genuinely expect them to add him into Wilds or its DLC at some stage. And for parts you can break his face and you can cut his tail off. So the tail is a good thing to cut off, especially, as I always say, it has less range. So when he's doing those tail swings, or even what he just did there, he won't be able to hit you as much. And with damage effectiveness, if you're using a cutting blade, his head is the best. Second best would be his legs, which is perfect because that's really all you can hit. With impact, so things like hammer, his head is the best again, and then second is his legs and chest, but it's more legs than chest. And then if you're using a gun, it will be head and then a tie between chest and legs. So basically, no matter what weapon you're using, his head will be the most effective place to hit. So if you can, just try and hit his head as much as possible. Obviously, it is quite a difficult spot to hit and a very dangerous spot to hit as well. I've always loved Deviljho's music. It's very chaotic. It really describes him as a monster. If you listen, you can hear it in the background, obviously, but you can listen to it separately as well if you just look it up on YouTube. It has very chaotic vibes to it, which fits in perfectly because Deviljho is a chaotic ecosystem destroying monster. Now, in the mainline series, Deviljho has no subspecies, but he does have one variant, which is basically an on-steroids Deviljho. It's called Savage Deviljho. You've probably fought him if you've played World, and he has been in most of the other games as well. He is just basically a crazier Deviljho, which after you fight Deviljho himself, you're thinking, how can he be crazier? Well, he can be. Get prepared for Savage if you haven't fought him before. But Savage isn't in Portable Third. He is in 3 Ultimate though, so if you're playing Portable Third, then you don't have to worry about him. If you're playing 3 Ultimate, you're going to have to prepare to fight him. And just as a bit of an example of how crazy he can be, one of his titles is World Eater, so like that really shows you just how insane he is to the ecosystem, because as, you know, as the alleged him eating his tail shows, which, you know, as I said, it's alleged, there's no proof of it, he does eat literally everything. Anything he can get his hands on that's, you know, meat or whatever, he will eat. Now, his body shape is quite a bit like a traditional T-Rex, as you can see with his tiny little arms and his big stature. So you don't have to worry about him using his little arms, obviously. They're not going to do anything. And there we go, I've managed to trip him over. So when you trip him over, since the head is the best hit zone, it's probably best to take advantage of that. Now, obviously, I'm missing quite a lot of my attacks, but it's a good opportunity to get some really good head damage on, because as I was saying earlier, for all weapon types, the head has the best hit zones. And it's like considerably better. The next closest stuff, as I was saying, it was like, you know, legs and chest, depending on your weapon. But for gun at least, the head is basically double as good as those areas. And for sharp blades like longsword and for blunt stuff, it was like, you know, 1.5 times. So it's like, it's very worthwhile getting the head if you can hit the head. But obviously he is an incredibly crazy, insane, very dangerous monster, and even I get a little nervous when I'm fighting him because he can be very crazy. And obviously, as you saw earlier, when he's hungry, you have to watch out for him doing the pin attack, because he will pin you down and eat you, and even trying to get out of it, he still does so much damage that if you're like half health or lower, you're probably gonna die. Oh, and I was just talking about the pin, and here I am pinned, so I'm probably... oh no, never mind. Oh, he got angry in the pin, so there you go, that's something good to know. If he gets angry in the pin, he stops the pin. Okay, so I just had supplies delivered, which is good, because I've now got some tinged meat, so when he's hungry, I'll be able to place that down and he will eat it. Because as I was saying, since he eats literally everything, when you see the drool coming out of his mouth, you can place a meat down and he'll eat it. It's kind of similar to how Tigrex will do that, where when he gets hungry, you put meat down and he'll eat it. Okay, my defense down has just come off, and my defense is about 100 more. So it looks like with defense down, it's taking at least 100 defense off, depending on your defense, I would assume. But it really does reduce your defense quite a lot, so make sure to bring adamant seeds. You do get supplied them, as I have here. But just make sure to bring them anyway, because obviously this is high rank, so you're not going to get them straight away. And it would have been quite helpful if I had them earlier, because obviously I was getting defense down quite often. Okay, so now that he's hungry, I'm going to put a tinged meat down and see how quickly he goes through it. This will obviously paralyze him, but I'm not sure how long it will take for him to go through it. Okay, it looks like he's going to the meat now, so that was only about 10 seconds, 10-15 seconds, and now he's eating it. So yep, see, now he's paralyzed. So you can obviously bring other meats as well. You can bring drugged meat, you can bring the poison meat, all that sort of stuff. I was just supplied the tinged meat for paralysis, but whichever one you prefer you can bring and he'll eat it. And there we go, managed to cut his tail off. As you can see by the timer, it has taken me quite a long time to actually do some more damage to him, because I was trying to get the tail off the whole time. And there we go, finally managed to kill him. That took me quite a long time to do, but he's finally down. that was actually I really struggled with that, so you're really going to have to watch out, because he does do some insane damage. I won't lie, I did actually die. So you're going to have to be really careful. Just his moves, when he goes angry, he goes insane with the fire, the dragon sweep move. I was struggling with that a bunch, so be prepared when you fight him. And there we go, guys. So that's going to be the end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to join the channel as a member, you can. I'll show on screen now all the members we have. Thank you all very much. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you guys then. Bye.